Welcome back to Anderson's Old Iron. So today we're going to be working on something a little different. I picked up a parts car for the Fairlane. Didn't really look it over too well when we picked it up, so let's take a look at it and see what we got. Alright, so you have to forgive me, it's a little windy outside today, but what we have here is a 68 or 69 Torino 4-door. This car is very rusty. It's hard to really see it here. I got it kind of tucked back next to the old 71 here, but the roof is caved in, floors are about gone in it, torque boxes, pretty much anywhere you can think has been rusted away, rotted out. You can see the hood there is pretty shot too. Under the hood, supposedly, it's a 302 C4 automatic. I didn't know it at the time, but the distributor has been gone out of it, and as you can see, it's been gone for quite a long time. So this engine may only be a core, but what we're going to do is tear into the engine today, see if we have anything worth saving. There is still a lot of good parts. Steering column, my steering box in the Fairlane is pretty shot, so this one should work. A lot of good parts to salvage off of it and save. Price of admission on this thing was pretty cheap, so we can definitely part it out, get what we paid for it back, get some parts out of it. So that's what we're going to start with today, so let's get at it. Alright, first thing we're going to do today is we're going to take the hood off it and get the hood hinges out of the way and stuff, and then start digging into the engine here. Alright, so now we got the hood off here. Let's kind of dig in and see what we got. Like I said, the distributor's been missing out of it. Everything inside looks pretty rusty. Air cleaner was off it when I got there. I just kind of set it on there. Choke is free, but yeah, we're pretty stuck on the throttle and stuff there. I know for a fact it ain't gonna turn over, and we're pretty much got just water in there, so she's looking pretty bleak on this one, but we'll still do our due diligence and see if we can maybe save this thing and do at least a rebuildable core. Alright, well, we got a little more cleaned up here, and definitely the story isn't getting any better for this thing. I'm gonna try to take the plugs out now, and we see what we see in the cylinders there. It probably isn't going to be any better than what I'm seeing up here, especially with the water in the cylinders, so on and so forth. Take a look anyway. A lot of moisture in there for sure. It's not looking good. Yeah, that one's got water in it. I know this car's last tagged in '78. People I bought it from were the original owners. So even if it's a 68 or 9, the car was only on the road 9 or 10 years before it was parked. It's kind of sad to think about. Oh yeah, that one just had water gush out of it there. That one's pretty bad. That one's real real bad actually. It's definitely got rust on it. And that one has water all the way to the top too. More water all the way to the top. Yeah, that one's got water all the way to the top though too. Like I said, this is a parts car. This is all stuff for the Fairlane. A lot of this stuff is interchangeable in Fairlane, so we use what we can and get rid of the rest. Not really much left over once we take what we want. This engine turns out to be pretty well junk inside. We're still going to have a C4 transmission, and that's got actually good fluid in it, a little overfull, so it might have a little water in it, but that's just in the bottom. But we can always take that apart and see what we have inside that too. I'm sure the transmission will be more than okay. If you haven't figured it out yet, we do everything pretty budget friendly here. Try to reuse old stuff, try to save stuff out of old cars. Do our best not to buy new stuff. The hinges are still good. They're not bent, they're just froze. So we'll save those. I got hinges on my car, but you never know in the future. 68, 69, or 67, 66 or 7, 8, 9, Torino Fairlane, Comet, all that stuff it'll fit, so. Anyway, let's keep digging. Alright, so now we're going to pull this carburetor off. It's pretty well full up of junk and stuff inside. So, I want to take it off and see what the inside of the intake looks like. I don't know if this is really going to be a will it run video, so to speak, but it's going to be a is it savable video. Yes, is it usable, savable, salvageable? I guess if we get surprised and it wants to come back to life, then maybe it'll turn into a will it run video. Heat riser line off here. This one's actually surprisingly still good. Usually they're always rotted off the manifolds. So definitely still got some garbage down in there. I don't know if I can get this spacer plate off here though. Let's get you down in there. You can kind of take a look. Yeah. And then there's the distributor hole. Pretty nasty too, so. I don't know. Like I said, still looking pretty bleak. Alright, well, there's water in the intake. Again, this is just more of a will it be savable video, but you never know. I'm going to go ahead and take the valve covers off now and see what surprises lie under there. I do know that this valve cover on the driver's side is rotted off on the top there. There's like a line of rust where it's completely rotted through. Not holding my breath here. Oh yeah. it just keeps getting worse and worse. Eventual goal for the Fairlane is a stroker engine, so I got at least something to start with. That's a step in the right direction. That ain't much of a bolt head anymore. Problem solved. Yeah, she's been wet for many years. So I don't know if we can get the intake off. The bolt heads, some of these bolts are pretty gnarly. I do have some extractors, but I don't know. Just to see how far the damage really goes, I'm sure it goes all the way. Probably just a boat anchor at this point, but still a lot of good usable parts on it. Maybe not so much engine-wise. Maybe the block is okay. Maybe rotating assembly might be okay. It's been in the water, but if it's not rusty, you know, it can be cleaned up and used. But I'd say that that's not looking good. We could keep going, pull the intake and the heads off it too. But at this point, I'm gonna see what I'm gonna look it over here a little bit and kind of see where we're gonna go from here. But I'll get you in there so you can at least see these heads a little bit. They're all pretty crispy. But again, we kind of knew that going in, so let's kind of evaluate here and see where we're going to go from here. Alright, so as you can see there, I got most of the bolts out. Still got 2 bolts that wouldn't come loose, so I had to grind the heads off them. But that's no big deal. Just get a big bar in here and try the intake off. Got in there. Big old mouse nest. This wouldn't be an intake I would use anyway. I'm putting on a 4-barrel of some sort. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Thinking only the block may be the only thing that can be saved in this thing. I think I know why they parked it. Oh no!